By June 2021, cryptocurrency had begun to be offered by some wealth managers in the US for 401ks. Volatility. Cryptocurrency prices are much more volatile than established financial assets such as stocks. For example, over 1 week in May 2022, Bitcoin lost 20% of its value and Ethereum lost 26%, while Solana and Cardano lost 41% and 35% respectively. The falls were attributed to warnings about inflation. By comparison, in the same week, the Nasdaq Tech Stock Index fell 7.6% and the FTSE 100 was 3.6% down. In the longer term, of the 10 leading cryptocurrencies identified by the total value of coins in circulation in January 2018, only 4, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano and Ripple, XRP, were still in that position in early 2022. The total value of all cryptocurrencies was $2 trillion at the end of 2021, but had halved 9 months later. The Wall Street Journal has commented that the crypto sector has become intertwined with the rest of the capital markets and sensitive to the same forces that drive tech stocks and other risk assets, such as inflation forecasts. Databases. There are also centralized databases, outside of blockchains, that store crypto market data. Compared to the blockchain, databases perform fast as there is no verification process. 4 of the most popular cryptocurrency market databases are CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, Brave New Coin, and CryptoCompare. Social and political aspects. According to Alan Feuer of the New York Times, libertarians and anarcho-capitalists were attracted to the philosophical idea behind Bitcoin. Early Bitcoin supporter Roger Ver said, "At first, almost everyone who got involved did so for philosophical reasons. We saw Bitcoin as a great idea, as a way to separate money from the state." Economist Paul Krugman argues that cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin are something of a cult, based in paranoid fantasies of government power. David Golumbia says that the ideas influencing Bitcoin advocates emerge from right-wing extremist movements such as the Liberty Lobby and the John Birch Society and their anti-central bank rhetoric, or, more recently, Ron Paul and Tea Party-style libertarianism. Steve Bannon, who owns a good stake in Bitcoin, sees cryptocurrency as a form of disruptive populism, taking control back from central authorities. Bitcoin's founder, Satoshi Nakamoto, has supported the idea that cryptocurrencies go well with libertarianism. It's very attractive to the libertarian viewpoint if we can explain it properly. Nakamoto said in 2008. According to the European Central Bank, the decentralization of money offered by Bitcoin has its theoretical roots in the Austrian School of Economics, especially with Friedrich von Hayek in his book Denationalization of Money. The Argument Refined, in which Hayek advocates a complete free market in the production, distribution and management of money to end the monopoly of central banks. Increasing regulation. The rise in the popularity of cryptocurrencies and their adoption by financial institutions has led some governments to assess whether regulation is needed to protect users. The Financial Action Task Force, FATF, has defined cryptocurrency-related services as virtual asset service providers, VASPs, and recommended that they be regulated with the same money laundering, AML, and Know Your Customer, KYC, requirements as financial institutions. In May 2020, the Joint Working Group on Inter-VASP Messaging Standards published IVMS 101, a universal common language for communication of required originator and beneficiary information between VASPs. The FATF and financial regulators were informed as the data model was developed. In June 2020, FATF updated its guidance to include the travel rule for cryptocurrencies, a measure which mandates that VASPs obtain, hold, and exchange information about the originators and beneficiaries of virtual asset transfers. Subsequent standardized protocol specifications recommended using JSON for relaying data between VASPs and identity services. As of December 2020, the IVMS 101 data model has yet to be finalized and ratified by the 3 global standard-setting bodies that created it. The European Commission published a digital finance strategy in September 2020. This included a draft regulation on markets in crypto assets, MiCA, which aimed to provide a comprehensive regulatory framework for digital assets in the EU. On the 10th of June 2021, the Basel Committee on Banking Supervision proposed that banks that held cryptocurrency assets must set aside capital to cover all potential losses. For instance, if a bank were to hold Bitcoin worth $2 billion, it would be required to set aside enough capital to cover the entire $2 billion. This is a more extreme standard than banks are usually held to when it comes to other assets. However, this is a proposal and not a regulation. The IMF is seeking a coordinated, consistent and comprehensive approach to supervising cryptocurrencies. Tobias Adrian, the IMF's financial counselor and head of its Monetary and Capital Markets Department, said in a January 2022 interview that agreeing global regulations is never quick. But if we start now, we can achieve the goal of maintaining financial stability while also enjoying the benefits which the underlying technological innovations bring. United States. In 2021, 17 states passed laws and resolutions concerning cryptocurrency regulation. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, is considering what steps to take. On the 8th of July 2021, Senator Elizabeth Warren, part of the Senate Banking Committee, wrote to the chairman of the SEC and demanded that it provide answers on cryptocurrency regulation by the 28th of July 2021. Due to the increase in cryptocurrency exchange use and the danger this poses to consumers. On the 17th of February 2022, the Justice Department named Eun Young Choi as the first director of a national cryptocurrency enforcement team to aid in identification of and dealing with misuse of cryptocurrencies and other digital assets. In February 2023, the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, ruled that cryptocurrency exchange Kraken's estimated $42 billion in staked assets globally operated as an illegal security seller. The company agreed to a $30 million settlement with the SEC and to cease selling its staking service in the U.S. The case would impact other major crypto exchanges operating staking programs. China. In September 2017, China banned ICOs to cause abnormal return from cryptocurrency decreasing during announcement window. The liquidity changes by banning ICOs in China was temporarily negative while the liquidity effect became positive after news. On the 18th of May 2021, China banned financial institutions and payment companies from being able to provide cryptocurrency transaction-related services. This led to a sharp fall in the price of the biggest proof-of-work cryptocurrencies. For instance, Bitcoin fell 31%, Ethereum fell 44%, Binance Coin fell 32% and Dogecoin fell 30%. Proof-of-work mining was the next focus, with regulators in popular mining regions citing the use of electricity generated from highly polluting sources such as coal to create Bitcoin and Ethereum. In September 2021, the Chinese government declared all cryptocurrency transactions of any kind illegal, completing its crackdown on cryptocurrency. United Kingdom. In the United Kingdom, as of the 10th of January 2021, all cryptocurrency firms, such as exchanges, advisors and professionals that have either a presence, market product or provide services within the UK market must register with the Financial Conduct Authority. Additionally, on the 27th of June 2021, the financial watchdog demanded that Binance, the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, cease all regulated activities in the UK. South Africa. South Africa, which has seen a large number of scams related to cryptocurrency, is said to be putting a regulatory timeline in place that will produce a regulatory framework. The largest scam occurred in April 2021, where the two founders of an African-based cryptocurrency exchange called AfriCrypt, Rais Kaji and Amir Kaji, disappeared with $3.8 billion worth of Bitcoin. Additionally, Mirror Trading International disappeared with $170 million worth of cryptocurrency in January 2021. South Korea. In March 2021, South Korea implemented new legislation to strengthen their oversight of digital assets. This legislation requires all digital asset managers, providers and exchanges to be registered with the Korea Financial Intelligence Unit in order to operate in South Korea. Registering with this unit requires that all exchanges are certified by the Information Security Management System and that they ensure all customers have real-name bank accounts. It also requires that the CEO and board members of the exchanges have not been convicted of any crimes and that the exchange holds sufficient levels of deposit insurance to cover losses arising from hacks. Turkey. On the 30th of April 2021, the Central Bank of the Republic of Turkey banned the use of cryptocurrencies and cryptoassets for making purchases on the grounds that the use of cryptocurrencies for such payments poses significant transaction risks. El Salvador. On the 9th of June 2021, El Salvador announced that it will adopt Bitcoin as legal tender, the first country to do so. India. At present, India neither prohibits nor allows investment in the cryptocurrency market. In 2020, the Supreme Court of India had lifted the ban on cryptocurrency, which was imposed by the Reserve Bank of India. Since then, an investment in cryptocurrency is considered legitimate, though there is still ambiguity about the issues regarding the extent and payment of tax on the income accrued thereupon and also its regulatory regime. But it is being contemplated that the Indian Parliament will soon pass a specific law to either ban or regulate the cryptocurrency market in India. Expressing his public policy opinion on the Indian cryptocurrency market to a well-known online publication, a leading public policy lawyer and vice president of SAARCLAW, South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation in Law, Hemant Batra has said that the cryptocurrency market has now become very big. He mooted regulating the cryptocurrency market rather than completely banning it. He favored following IMF and FATF guidelines in this regard. Switzerland. Switzerland was one of the first countries to implement the FATF's travel rule. FINMA, the Swiss regulator, issued its own guidance to VASPs in 2019. The guidance followed the FATF's Recommendation 16, however with stricter requirements. According to FINMA's requirements, VASPs need to verify the identity of the beneficiary of the transfer. Legality. Main article. Legality of cryptocurrency by country or territory. The legal status of cryptocurrencies varies substantially from country to country and is still undefined or changing in many of them. At least one study has shown that broad generalizations about the use of Bitcoin in illicit finance are significantly overstated and that blockchain analysis is an effective crime-fighting and intelligence-gathering tool. While some countries have explicitly allowed their use and trade, others have banned or restricted it. According to the Library of Congress in 2018, an absolute ban on trading or using cryptocurrencies applies in 8 countries: Algeria, Bolivia, Egypt, Iraq, Morocco, Nepal, Pakistan, and the United Arab Emirates. An implicit ban applies in another 15 countries, which include Bahrain, Bangladesh, China, Colombia, the Dominican Republic, Georgia, Indonesia, Iran, Kuwait, Lesotho, Lithuania, Macau, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia and Taiwan. In the United States and Canada, state and provincial securities regulators, coordinated through the North American Securities Administrators Association, are investigating Bitcoin scams and ICOs in 40 jurisdictions. Various government agencies, departments, and courts have classified Bitcoin differently. China's central bank banned the handling of Bitcoins by financial institutions in China in early 2014. In Russia, though owning cryptocurrency is legal, its residents are only allowed to purchase goods from other residents using the Russian ruble while non-residents are allowed to use foreign currency. Regulations and bans that apply to Bitcoin probably extend to similar cryptocurrency systems. In August 2018, the Bank of Thailand announced its plans to create its own cryptocurrency, the Central Bank Digital Currency, CBDC. On the 25th of March 2014, the United States Internal Revenue Service, IRS, ruled that Bitcoin will be treated as property for tax purposes. Therefore, virtual currencies are considered commodities subject to capital gains tax. Legal concerns relating to an unregulated global economy. As the popularity and demand for online currencies has increased since the inception of Bitcoin in 2009, so have concerns that such an unregulated person-to-person global economy that cryptocurrencies offer may become a threat to society. Concerns abound that altcoins may become tools for anonymous web criminals. Cryptocurrency networks display a lack of regulation that has been criticized as enabling criminals who seek to evade taxes and launder money. Money laundering issues are also present in regular bank transfers. However, with bank-to-bank wire transfers, for instance, the account holder must at least provide a proven identity. Transactions that occur through the use and exchange of these altcoins are independent from formal banking systems, and therefore can make tax evasion simpler for individuals. Since charting taxable income is based upon what a recipient reports to the Revenue Service, it becomes extremely difficult to account for transactions made using existing cryptocurrencies, a mode of exchange that is complex and difficult to track. Systems of anonymity that most cryptocurrencies offer can also serve as a simpler means to launder money. Rather than laundering money through an intricate net of financial actors and offshore bank accounts, laundering money through altcoins can be achieved through anonymous transactions. Cryptocurrency makes legal enforcement against extremist groups more complicated, which consequently strengthens them. White supremacist Richard Spencer went as far as to declare Bitcoin the currency of the alt-right. Loss, theft, and fraud. In February 2014, the world's largest Bitcoin exchange, Mt. Gox, declared bankruptcy. Likely due to theft, the company claimed that it had lost nearly 750,000 Bitcoins belonging to their clients. This added up to approximately 7% of all Bitcoins in existence, worth a total of $473 million. Mt. Gox blamed hackers, who had exploited the transaction malleability problems in the network. The price of a Bitcoin fell from a high of about $1,160 in December to under $400 in February. On the 21st of November 2017, Tether announced that it had been hacked, losing $31 million in USDT from its core treasury wallet. On the 7th of December 2017, Slovenian cryptocurrency exchange NiceHash reported that hackers had stolen over $70 million using a hijacked company computer. On the 19th of December 2017, Yapian, the owner of South Korean exchange Ubit, filed for bankruptcy after suffering 2 hacks that year. Customers were still granted access to 75% of their assets. In May 2018, Bitcoin Gold had its transactions hijacked and abused by unknown hackers. Exchanges lost an estimated $18 million and Bitcoin Gold was delisted from Bittrex after it refused to pay its share of the damages. On the 13th of September 2018, Homero Josh Garza was sentenced to 21 months of imprisonment, followed by 3 years of supervised release. Garza had founded the cryptocurrency startups Ga Miners and Zen Miner in 2014, acknowledged in a plea agreement that the companies were part of a pyramid scheme, and pleaded guilty to wire fraud in 2015. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission separately brought a civil enforcement action against Garza, who was eventually ordered to pay a judgment of $9.1 million plus $700,000 in interest. The SEC complaint stated that Garza, through his companies, had fraudulently sold investment contracts representing shares in the profits they claimed would be generated from mining. In January 2018, Japanese exchange Coincheck reported that hackers had stolen $530 million worth of cryptocurrencies. In June 2018, South Korean exchange CoinRail was hacked, losing over $37 million worth of cryptos. The hack worsened an already ongoing cryptocurrency sell-off by an additional $42 billion. On the 9th of July 2018, the exchange Bancor, whose code and fundraising had been subjects of controversy, had $23.5 million in cryptocurrency stolen. A 2020 EU report found that users had lost crypto assets worth hundreds of millions of US dollars in security breaches at exchanges and storage providers. Between 2011 and 2019, reported breaches ranged from 4 to 12 a year. In 2019, more than $1 billion worth of crypto assets was reported stolen. Stolen assets typically find their way to illegal markets and are used to fund further criminal activity. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.